ataxia is a term, it just means poor balance or off balance. So it's not a specific term, and it can have lots of different causes, but it's obviously very common in MS. So I suppose one of the commonest ataxias is a cerebellar ataxia. So cerebellar is the back of the brain, and it controls our balance and our coordination. So if you imagine, we probably all have, well, a lot of us will have had a temporary cerebellar ataxia because it's a bit the alcohol effect. So if you can imagine someone that's really drunk and they're slurring their speech and their walking is quite kind of what's called wide-based and off balance. And actually a lot of patients with MS do say, you know, what's one of the most troublesome things is that because of their balance, people think they've been drinking. But it's just a reflection that the cerebella has had some damage. And we know that, you know, MS can be lesions within the cerebella that lead to this ataxia. And it can be very, very disabling for people, and it's quite difficult to treat. But often physiotherapy and kind of gait retraining, core strength and stability, really important. So I often recommend yoga and Pilates, just because the stronger your core is, the more likely you are to be able to balance better. And the other, so that's one common form of ataxia. And then the other common form is something called a sensory ataxia. And this might happen if you've had a spinal cord attack, for example, and you've got numbness and lack of sensation in your legs. And so then you have this sensation, you don't really know where your feet are. And that can make walking very challenging, because obviously not knowing where your feet are, you know, it offsets your balance. So, and that's often under-recognised as well. And I think, you know, you can get it in your upper limbs as well, like the sensory ataxia in your legs, making walking difficult. If you've got the same thing affecting the upper limbs, and that can happen with a brain or spinal cord lesion, it's very difficult to judge distances, and then that can come across as clumsiness, but that's due to these messages not getting down quick enough.